Ever met someone who just seems to have life working in their favor? They miss the bus, but magically run into an old friend who offers them a ride. They lose a job, but stumble into a better one the next week. And you wonder, why does this kind of thing never happen to me? Here's a strange thought. What if luck isn't random at all? What if your brain is wired to either find fortune, near miss it completely? The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Let me tell you about my friend Paula. She's the kind of person who says, good things always happen to me, and somehow, she's right. If we walk into a coffee shop, she'll find a free drink. If we get stuck in traffic, she'll say, there's probably a reason, and 5 minutes later, we miss an accident up ahead. She's not rich. She's not a genius. She just has this calm confidence that life is on her side. Meanwhile, I used to wake up expecting problems, and, surprise every day, gave me exactly what I was looking for. So I started asking myself, is there something else going on here? Is it just optimism or something deeper? Here's what most people think about luck. They think it's random. A throw of the dice, a universe that blesses some and ignores others. So we tell ourselves stories. She has rich parents. He's just more charismatic. They're just lucky. But what if that's not the full story? Here's what science and ancient philosophy suggests. Your subconscious filters the world based on what you believe is true. Literally. In neuroscience, there's this thing called the reticular activating system, RAS for short. It's the filter in your brainstem that decides what you notice. Right now, as you listen to this, your brain is ignoring thousands of sounds, colors, and sensations because they're not relevant to you. But if I say, think about the color red, you'll start noticing every red shirt, cup, or ad around you. Same goes for luck. If your brain is trained to expect setbacks, it filters the world for them. If it's trained to expect opportunity, it starts spotting doors where others see walls. So when Paula says, good things happen to me, she's not casting a spell. She's telling her brain what to look for, and it listens. Here's where Marcus Aurelius comes in. He didn't know the word neuroscience, but he deeply understood this inner filter. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Marcus Aurelius. Think about that. Not just our mood, not just our feelings, our life. Because our thoughts train our filter and our filter shapes what we see. So let's go deeper. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts, Marcus Aurelius. That's not a metaphor. It's a user manual. Every thought you let run through your head, it's like dipping your soul in dye. Negative thoughts? Black ink. Victim thoughts? Gray. Hopeful thoughts? Bright yellow. Over time, your whole internal world changes color. And once it's tinted, your brain only notices things that match the color. It's called confirmation bias, and it's powerful. Here's an example. Let's say two people walk into a networking event. The first one thinks, no one here will take me seriously. They scan the room, looking for rejection, and guess what? That's what they find. A turned back, a missed smile. One awkward silence, and they leave early. The second person walks in thinking, someone here might change my life. Their eyes stay open. They ask better questions. They notice body language. And eventually, they walk out with a new opportunity. Same room, same people, different filters. This isn't magic, it's mechanics. You literally can't process all the information your senses take, and so your brain builds a filter to save energy. That filter, it's made out of your thoughts. your beliefs, your expectations. So when Marcus Aurelius says, your soul takes on the color of your thoughts, he's not being poetic. He's giving you the key to the whole system. Here's the punchline. Lucky people aren't lucky. They're just trained to see opportunities. Unlucky people aren't cursed. They're just trained to miss them. And that training, it's reversible. But it starts with what you think, especially when you're not paying attention. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Let me know when you're ready for part 2, where we'll go deeper into why your subconscious loves being right, even if it makes you miserable. How Marcus Aurelius trained his mind like a soldier. And simple ways you can start reshaping your mental filter starting today. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. This one hits hard, because most of us do the opposite. We blame traffic, bad luck, other people, the economy. We wait for life to fix itself so we can finally relax. But Marcus flips that completely. He says, don't waste time trying to control the world. Train the filter inside your head. That's where your real power is. Let's talk about how that works on a brain level. When something unexpected happens, like you lose your job or get ghosted, your brain goes looking for meaning. It asks, what does this mean about me? And here's the trap. If your mental filter is trained to expect rejection or failure, it'll say, see, you're not good enough. It always ends like this. But if your filter is trained to look for growth, it might say, okay, this sucks, but maybe it's clearing the way for something better. Same event, totally different mental reaction. Let me give you a real-world example. 2 friends both apply for a grant. They both get rejected. One says, why do I even try? This always happens. She starts shrinking, stops applying. The other says, all right, what didn't work? What can I improve next time? She starts learning, reframes it, applies again. The second friend is not more lucky. She's trained to respond with power, not passivity. She's doing exactly what Marcus talks about, taking ownership of the mind, not the world. Here's a hard question for you. When life gets messy, do you take it personally or do you take control? Because that's the fork in the road. One path trains your subconscious to feel helpless. The other trains it to find option 7 in chaos. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius? This isn't about pretending everything's fine. It's about training your filter to ask better questions. Questions like, what is this trying to teach me? What can I control right now? How would the strongest version of me respond? The brain listens. The filter adapts. So the next time chaos hits, you don't crumble. You respond. And your life starts to change shape. Here's the bottom line. The way you interpret struggle isn't just mindset, it's your brain's filter system at work. Train it and it starts working for you, not against you. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Marcus Aurelius. This quote seems simple, almost too simple. But let's pause. Everything in your life is shifting. Your body, your job, your friends, your routines. You never live the same day twice. But your thoughts? Those are the patterns that anchor you. If your thoughts are anxious, your life feels chaotic. If your thoughts are grounded, your life feels steady even when the outside world isn't. You might be wondering, but what if I can't help my thoughts? What if I've been wired for fear or negativity since childhood? Totally valid. Your brain does run on autopilot. In fact, scientists say 95% of your thoughts each day are recycled from yesterday. But here's what most people don't realize. Every thought you repeat is a vote. And over time, those votes install a new filter. This is where the science and philosophy meet. Your subconscious doesn't respond to logic. It responds to repetition, to emotion, to what you say again and again, especially when you're tired or triggered. So if you keep saying, "I never get lucky, things don't work out for me, I'm probably going to mess this up," guess what your filter starts scanning for? Evidence you're right. Your brain wants to be corrective if it makes you miserable. But if you start feeding it new, intentional input, stuff like, "Things are always working in my favor even if I don't see it yet. I can handle hard things. Every challenge is a doorway." At first, your brain might reject it, but keep going. Keep casting those votes. And slowly, your filter rewires. Here's a personal story. There was a point in my life where I expected failure every time I tried something new. I didn't even realize it. It felt like just being realistic. But I started doing one thing differently. Whenever that voice came up, "This probably won't work," I didn't argue with it. I just added, "But what if it does?" I repeated that everywhere. Before meetings, before sending emails, before making big decisions. It was small, but it created a crack in the wall. And that crack turned into a window. Now here's the question I'll leave you with. What's one phrase you could start repeating every day on purpose? Pick something short, something believable, something that feels like a lifeline. Because if your life becomes the shape of your thoughts, like Marcus said, our life is what our thoughts make it. Then your thoughts are the blueprint. You don't need to chase luck. You just need to stop training your brain to miss it. Here's the truth most people don't want to admit. You can live an entire life with the wrong filter. You can walk through decades never seeing the love, the chances, the open doors because your brain was trained to expect disappointment. And I've seen it. People who are smart, kind, talented, but they carry around this silent belief. Life is against me. They never say it out loud, but you can see it in how they move. They don't speak up, don't try new things, don't trust good news when it shows up. Eventually, they stop reaching. Not because life told them no, but because their mind filtered out every yes. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. That line hits harder than it looks. He's saying, stop waiting. Stop thinking about what could be. Be it. Do it. Now. Because every day you wait to fix your mindset is a day your brain trains itself to settle. Let's land this plane. Here are 3 things we've unpacked. 1, your subconscious is a filter. It notices what you train it to expect. 2, that filter is built from your repeated thoughts, especially the quiet, automatic ones. 3, you can change it slowly, intentionally, but only if you take full ownership of what you're feeding your mind. And here's one thing you can start doing today. Pick your filter phrase. Just one. A line you'll repeat on purpose when you wake up, when things go wrong, or when you doubt yourself. Make it true enough that you'll believe it. Make it short enough that you'll remember it. Here are a few to try. There's something good in this, even if I don't see it yet. My mind is training to find opportunity. Good things happen when I stay open. You're not lying to yourself. You're recoding the filter. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. So, what color are you choosing? Really, think about that. Is your inner world dark, closed off, defensive? Or are you painting it with thoughts that let light in? Drop your phrase in the comments. Let's build a collection of better mental defaults together. Make sure to subscribe, turn on the bell, and drop a like if this one made you think. But before you go, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Marcus Aurelius. Your life doesn't need more luck. It needs a better lens. So, what lens will you choose tomorrow?